the Lakers look to close out tonight, the Spurs in the season finale tonight at Staples Center. Hello and welcome to Lakers Live pregame show presented by Big Baby Sports. I'm your host this evening, filling in for Big Baby himself. I'm joined by Manny and Erod. How's it going, guys?
Was good.
Good.
Going good, bro.
All right, so we look to close out the Spurs. Wow, can you guys believe we're already gonna finish out the season finale already versus San Antonio? It's kind of weird, right?
Bro,
Absolutely.
how many games is this already? Is this like what, 8 games, and we're already finished off the Spurs? It's
Right?
crazy.
Yeah, I know. Um, so if we look back, last time we played the Spurs, I believe it was 109, 103, something like that. 109, 103. LBJ had a good game in that game. AD had a good game. We shot great field goal percentage. And look at this, like we actually only had 10 turnovers in that game. You know, we can go back, we look at the last game we played against Memphis. Definitely struggled, definitely had some issues there. Manny, go ahead. We look lackluster on those threes, didn't we?
Oh, absolutely. Very lackluster.
Yeah, we gotta limit our 3-point shots. Like, let me tell you this: we're not gonna win if our only jump shot is the 3-pointer. Wesley Matthews. We need to find our mid-range shot, and we need to go inside the paint more often. Mark, yeah, bro, we need to be all over the place when we make our shots. And ain't just threes.
Yeah, I mean, we look at this game and versus Memphis, we had plenty of opportunities to go to the hole. I feel like we're shooting way too many threes. I get it. They wanna spread the floor a little bit, but yeah, I think we can all agree. We had our field goal percentage, our shot selections would be up more. If we went inside a little bit more, that goes for AD, that goes for everybody. You don't need the three. It's one of those shot percentages. It's the lowest in the NBA and shooting, and our ball is kind of like inside out basketball. If we have an opportunity, go inside the paint, we got to take it.
Absolutely. And another thing I want to point out is the rebounding. Yes, statistically, we're fourth in the NBA in rebounding with 48.9. But the thing is, with the height on our team, we have AD and we have Gasol that are 6'11" and 7 feet tall. So with that height, absolutely, we have to be a little better than that because if you look at the Pelicans, they're first in that category at 50, and they have and who's their only big man really? Jackson Hayes, because I wouldn't say Zion's a big man. He's what, 6'9". He's the same height and body weight as LeBron pretty much. So like, and the Spurs aren't that far off either. They have 45.9. And the fact that Keldon Johnson, who's a second year player because he got drafted in the 2020 class, the 19 class, sorry, 2019 class, I feel like AD should be a little better than that. He's only has one extra more rebound than him also than averaging the season, with AD having 9 and Keldon only having 8. So we got to be better than that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you,
go
you go,
ahead,
you
man.
go.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
so yeah, bro, we have to
Erod.
be more aggressive in the paint, and that, like you said before, Manny, on post game show last night, AD, you got to be more aggressive in the paint. Like, we're tired of you like being so soft in there. You're like, if you kept on being soft, you're just proving to Clipper Darrell that you're soft as Charmin. Like, you need to be more aggressive in the paint. Don't let an old ass LaMarcus Aldridge beat you in the paint, bro. I want to see the MVP AD tonight.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can't. No matter what, no matter who's out there theoretically for AD, he should easily having easily every year for the rest of the year should easily get over 25 points a game. 25 and 10, 25 and 15, whatever, however you want to put it. There's no reason that he should ever have a game where LeBron scores more than him. They should have a game equally where LeBron and AD are piling up the points. The Lakers are running the ball. Hey, you know what? I wouldn't be opposed to see a little bit more alley oops. If AD has an opening, take it to the hole, dude. You have a height advantage, especially some of these other teams. Depending on how things go tonight. I definitely want to see things go, and you're gonna have LaMarcus Aldridge be playing. He is a problem in the paint. He's a great, all time great. And obviously we got to mention that the Caruso is back tonight. So how does that help out our team tonight?
Helps amazing, especially me being Italian. He's my boy. And I like how you mentioned, Aaron, about that AD should be getting lobs, because now with Caruso back, he's now going to be our backup point guard from LeBron and Schroeder. So when Caruso's in with the second unit, not only with AD, because AD's in the first unit, obviously, but like when there's guys like Marc Gasol, if he's whether he's starting or on the bench, but if he's on the bench, I want to see him with the second unit with Caruso, and Caruso lobbing him passes and then him catching it and throwing it down in the paint.
It's not just the lobbing to AD that's making Caruso so useful. It's his perimeter defense as well. We missed that from Caruso.
Absolutely.
And our perimeter D is going to improve a lot, because the last few games without Caruso, our D was lazy as hell, bro. Like we've been giving up way too many shots, and we haven't been shooting as well either. Like last game against the Grizzlies, we only made 94 points. Even we gave up 92 on the Grizzlies. We gotta shoot better. We gotta play D better. Now with Caruso back, that should help us a lot.
Oh yeah, we know what he can do. There's so many plays that he made last year that just put him in the category, as everybody likes to say, as a GOAT. But he's working his way. He's working his way around. Obviously he's the fan favorite. He's a huge fan favorite. His energy. He's an all around great player. Not only his scoring, it's just it's exciting to see. I hope obviously we hope everything went okay with him. We don't know why, due to the COVID protocols and the way the leagues is handling all the injuries and whatever happens to players. Everything's pretty hush hush. I hope everything. I hope he comes out with great energy tonight. And we actually have someone that we might know here. Let's see. I think we all know who this is, and we look forward to it, big baby. All right, thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
We're all thinking of him. Absolutely.
Yeah, all thinking about you, bro. All thinking about you. We are here with you as a family.
Facts.
So ideally, we've been averaging 114 points a game. San Antonio is 111. And our field goal percentage is a bit better. We haven't been great, as we could talk about in the last game, versus Memphis. We were pretty lackluster. We were pretty lackluster on the boards. Our turnovers, 17 turnovers in the last game versus Memphis. That's unacceptable.
Absolutely. The turnovers weren't as bad as the other games have been. Like 10 rebounds is pretty reasonable, but I want to see us have a game where we average in the single digits for turnovers, because when you're in the double digits, I find it's a little discouraging. Yes, 10 rebounds is not bad, but I want us to get at least like max maybe 7 or 8 max. If we get more than that, I think it's a little bit discouraging. That's just my personal opinion on that.
Yeah, man. But look, yes, we gotta play smarter when it comes to our playmaking. But it isn't just that, bro. Like if we're switching up on offense and defense as well, we gotta play smarter. Like Frank Vogel, LeBron, you gotta make smart plays tonight. Like I want to see LeBron be that leader that will make smart plays. Hopefully we don't lack the hell tonight and make that smart plays. Hopefully LeBron doesn't make or attempt way too many threes tonight. So yeah, LeBron, please be that man.
Yeah, it's a team it's the whole team's got to step up tonight. You want to close this team out. However well the Spurs do, we don't know how well the Spurs are going to do the rest of the season. You know, yes, we have a chance to close them out. Tonight for the regular season. There is always an opportunity we might be playing them in the playoffs. There is that. There is that. What if? That could happen. Depending on how San Antonio does the rest of the season. But we just got to put the foot down tonight. We're playing home. We're wearing our throwback jerseys tonight. So just kind of feel the vibes of getting out to the fast starts again. And I feel like if we have more paint production tonight, especially with LaMarcus Aldridge being back, I feel like we could really dominate the game. So we have let's see, Big Baby wants to say something here. Here we go. Lakers by 29. All right, well,
Ooh.
29. I mean, hey, you never know. I mean, very, very well could be a close game. Unfortunately, it was very close in the last game versus Memphis. There we go. We have a question from him as well. Caruso should get some starting Romanian. I think he should. I think you're gonna see Caruso with some minutes tonight. If that's what we're getting with it. I think Caruso is going to have an opportunity to play a lot of minutes. We don't know, the situation of the rest of, where, Kentavious Caldwell Pope is out, is listed as day to day, probably not going to play. Good chance he doesn't play. It just depends. We don't need him back. So very well could be an opportunity where he ends up playing. But it goes back to what we've been saying is that the point production, and I expect tonight, I want I want AD, I want those guys to come out there with a purpose tonight, and we need Gasol to show up. Isn't that fair, guys? Like he's been nowhere showing up, very inconsistent, foul issues again in the last game, and it's just got to stop. You just got to wake up.
Honestly, that's another thing I got to bring up with that. Like, yes, Gasol hasn't been showing up because, yes, I got his age, but that's no excuse. Look how old Dwight Howard is. He showed up every game last year. Rondo too showed up every game last year. JaVale McGee showed up every game last year. But one thing I got to put up there is the Spurs are going to come out hungry because we beat them twice. The first time we beat them, it was a 20-point blowout. I feel like tonight you're going to have like a DeMar DeRozan that's going to come out really hungry. I expect him to come out and eat tonight. And that's what we got to contain. We got to have all our guards and all our small forwards contain him because we don't really know what position he's really going to play, if he plays the 2 or the 3. So like if he's playing the 2 and if KCP is back, because I would like to see KCP back because he's a good perimeter defender, to have him on DeRozan would be perfect, in my opinion, because he's a very good 3-and-D guy, and we know DeRozan can shoot the hell out of the ball.
Well, it ain't just perimeter D. Look, DeRozan, we know DeRozan's going to be like trying to get into the paint a lot. Like we know DeRozan's going to want to. That's another thing. Our interior D, we got to step up time because we know how DeMar DeRozan is when he slashes and passes. Like AD, Marc Gasol, your interior D got to step up, bro. Like that goes with LaMarcus Aldridge as well. Like he ain't just like a good defender. He can also can make a lot of points in the paint as well. So yeah, we gotta play good interior as well.
Let's DeRozan, when we last played him, 23 points, 7 assists, 9 rebounds. Keldon Johnson, a career high. Keldon Johnson, he's a great player. That dude's gonna be a legit player in the next year or two. We can't have tonight. We can't have him getting another career high. We can't have anybody on the Spurs, no matter who's out there. Nobody needs to be getting a career high against us. Everybody's got to step up here, and obviously, it's a whole team effort, and it's Patty Mills is another problem you got to deal with. He's most underrated player on the Spurs, and he shot lights out versus the Clippers when they played him, and they won their last game. I believe they won by 3 in their last game versus the Clippers. You know they want to. You know he's going to want to come out hungry. You know he tends to play his best games against us. You know we have those players versus those teams that like to come out and give us that extra motivation to play hard against us. And obviously we do it's got to be a team effort tonight. We cannot be lazy with the ball whatsoever. I want our turnovers down. Too many in the last game. We need to get back to throwing the ball inside more and being a little bit nicer with these passes because they're getting too creative here, as we've seen. They're trying to get too cute with them, as we like to put it, and instead of just making the easy pass. If you're going to run the ball through Gasol, if you don't have anybody to run to, go to the hole. If you see somebody that's cutting, take the cuts and make an easy pass. Don't get sloppy with the ball, right, guys?
Oh, absolutely. We can't be lazy with the ball, because what I noticed last game, we were very lazy with the ball. We didn't show enough effort, because I feel like with our roster and how deep we are, I don't care that Caruso didn't play and that KCP didn't play. Our team is good enough even without them to score a lot. Yes, defense was great because we only gave up 92 points. We didn't give up 100. But the thing is, I feel like the offense should be way better, especially against a Memphis squad that didn't have Ja and didn't have JJJ. I feel like we should have scored at least 105, 110, at least. And I like what Erod said about the interior D, because I feel like there's just games that players just go inside and just drive in the paint. We have to have our bigs just cover them. AD's got to play smarter. He's got to stop being stubborn and play the 5. Gasol has to show off his height. He has to block some shots. That's what I like to see. I like to see more encouragement from us.
Now, back to what you said, man, that we should have scored at least 110 points. Even when you have two of the best players, top 5 players in the league, and only scored 94 points against Ja Morantless and JJJ-less Grizzlies is unacceptable. This has to be a wake-up game tonight. Bottom line, bro. Because if we can't look, let me just put it this right now. If we don't score at least 110 tonight against the Spurs, there's a problem with us, bro. And something has to be done tonight.
Oh yeah. Here we go. Vince. No more excuses for Skip Bayless of Spurs. He said Spurs did not have LaMarcus Aldridge. Hey, you know what? We didn't have didn't have KCP. I don't think for that. Or no, that was the second game we didn't have him for. It's either you're gonna have players or you're not. You still got to go out there and perform. You got a score prediction as well. 109.97. It's not bad either.
Not bad tradition.
Lakers by 5. It could be, could be not. Really, it just depends on how we come out. We could easily win by 25. We could, on paper, we could beat the Spurs. I want to see the whole team come out. I want to see at least all the starters in double digits tonight. If Kuzma is going to be playing minutes tonight, he's got to step up. Our bench, man, we could sit here and talk an hour about the bench, but they haven't been there. We haven't seen consistency from the bench until I believe the last game we saw the bench really shine was the first game versus San Antonio. Bench came out and just torched them. We outscored their bench, and we just got to have more production from them. They've been very quiet. They've been kind of laying low. They've been taking too many of these wild shot attempts, it's just got to be, everybody's got to step up tonight, and there's no excuses why we should have less than 100 points tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I like how you mentioned that the bench is problems, because we haven't seen consistency from the bench since the bubble. We all remember how great Rondo was off the bench, how great Howard was off the bench, how great Markieff was off the bench. If we get that consistency back on the bench, we shouldn't have to worry about these unpredictable nights, because there's some nights this season that were very unpredictable. We've seen the bench sometimes shoot 2 for 3 from 3, 3 for 4 from 3, and there's other nights where we've seen them shoot 1 for 5. we need the consistency back. Once the consistency comes back, I have no issue whatsoever with the bench. But we don't know what could happen because the Spurs are a very good 3-point shooting team and very good shooting team in general. So I'm just hoping that the bench comes back to their consistency.
Wes, Keith, and Trez, y'all need to step up. And now with Caruso back, that should help us a bit. And another thing I want to mention, the bench needs to guys, and this is for Trez mainly, because Trez, I realize that you've been like, I know you're like talkative and stuff, like you want to bring that energy, but bro, you gotta play like aggressive. Like you can't talk trash and be trash at the same time, bro. That goes for the rest of the guys. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason, they should literally come out, all the Trez, everybody, Keith, they, piggyback off of you is, everybody has to come out, no matter if you're a starter, if you're on the bench, everybody needs to have a good game. I want to see Trez go out there and grab a ton of boards. Like he should be all over the all over the glass. Like you should be grabbing offensive rebounds, grabbing defensive rebounds. He should have easily 20 points in the game, 20 and 15. He could easily grab a ton of rebounds in the game. I think you just got to see more. We got to see more of an aggressive bench. They've been letting the starters kind of carry him too much, and it's been frustrating.
Absolutely, that's we gotta have the consistency from the bench again, like I said. But even the rebounding has got to get a lot better. Like the Pelicans, the fact that they only have one true big on their team, I want us to have more rebounding than them because I feel like we're capable of doing that. We have two guys up of 7 feet. They only have one, and they have 50 rebounds that they're averaging. I think we could at least get 55 a game, at least. Yeah. It shouldn't be that hard, and the 3-point shooting as well. We can't only take threes. We got to take other shots as well. We got to go in the paint. And I like what Erod said about Trez, that he can't just trash talk and then be trash. He's got to trash talk and deliver. Kobe, what he would do back in his heyday, if he would trash talk, he's going to shut you up on the court. That's what he's going to do because he's going to do his mid-ranges. He's going to do his dunks. He's going to do his fadeaways. So I want to see that, in my opinion.
Now, I want to bring this up. Like from Mike Trudell, KCP will miss tonight's game with a sprained left ankle. Expect Kyle Kuzma to again start in his place at the 2. Kuz, you gotta bring it tonight, bro. If you want those minutes, bring it, bro. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, no matter. Oh, your internet's cutting out a little bit, Erod.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
For a second. But going back to Kuzma, man. You know what I mean? Like we sat here and talked about it.
Oh.
Even with Big Baby, we sat here and talked about Kuzma's production. If you're starting, if you're, maybe I've noticed it in someone else, and I think one of the other guys, said one of the other reporters said something about it. When Kuzma starts, obviously when you start, you're warmed up already, you're ready to go. You've had your shoot around, you're taking enough shot attempts. But regardless of Kuzma starting versus Kuzma on the bench, has got to be the same production. There's no excuses. You said, we remember earlier, like after the Lakers won, a lot of people were still saying, about Kuzma, like, he's got to go. Trade Kuzma, get rid of him. He's useless. He was mad, took it to social media to say, I'm going to shut all these people up this year. If we all remember,
yep.
Just like we know someone else, LBJ, the king here, got bashed on there and says that he's washed up king, can't play as good as he was. What did he do? He should have won the MVP, as we know, and he got robbed from it. But if Kuzma wants to shut people up, he's got to be consistent throughout. No matter what your role is, you need to contribute at least 15 points a game, at the minimum 15 points a game.
Oh, without a doubt, Aaron, absolutely. Like, I'm glad you brought that up. That with LeBron, everyone was calling him washed. That they were saying that he's not all that anymore. The difference is LeBron actually backed it up, because last season he was phenomenal. And now, obviously, like talent-wise, LeBron is up to here and Kuzma's like here. Obviously, everybody knows that. But saying that, like, Kuzma deleted his Twitter account in the middle of the offseason because they were getting so much hate. And then after, what was it, like 10 days after, he recreated his account once again, posted that video like, I hear the hate. I hear it all. I hear you guys are all saying, trade me. Like, I don't belong on the Lakers. Some of our fan base was bashing him like crazy. Now he's got to show up. And when he starts, I want to see him. I like what you said, Aaron, that he should average 15. I think he should average 17 or 18 points. He has the potential of doing that, because when Kuzma gets hot from the 3-point line and even from the 2, he can make you pay. We saw him against Denver in the bubble, not in the conference finals, but like in the regular season bubble. We saw him hit that clutch shot at the end. So Kuzma can bury you if he gets the right touches and if he starts. I can't hear Aaron talk.
I think we're having technical difficulties. Erod, can't hear you, man. I'm gonna pull you out real quick.
Yeah, I can't hear you. I can't hear him talking.
Yeah, I'm having some issues with Lakers Erod. He'll be there shortly. Just gonna get some technical things set up. With Kuzma, there's no reason that he should average less than that. I mean, 17, yes. Don't get me wrong. I'll take 17 points in the game easily. But it goes back to being consistent. Like, you look at some of the shots he's been taking, like, why, looking at the clock, not even at the clock, you have so much time. If LeBron's going to give you a one-on-one to say, here, I'm going to give you an ISO possession right now. This is all you. Take a great shot. And you have an opportunity to go to the paint, dude. Don't just stick behind the 3-point line and think, I get it. Don't think you're Kobe trying to take that shot right off the bat. Don't get me wrong. You could shoot the 3, but if you have an opportunity to drive inside or go for a fadeaway, go for a, fadeaway jumper, Kobe's fadeaway jumper, which I've seen him try and he almost got it down. But go for those shots. Don't be lackluster when it comes to, regardless if you're starting or not, you need to go out there and score. You don't have to go to the 3-point line. Vogel's offense is specifically designed for free flowing, which means, like Trez said too, they play to your style of game. So Kuzma's game is kind of mid-range, some 3-pointers. I think back in here. Era, can we hear you? You there?
Is this on?
Yeah, try again.
Try that again, yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just your videos.
Yeah, it's a little frozen, your video.
Yeah, hold on. Trying to get him back on here, just having some technical issues. But
be patient, guys.
It's just there's been so many little things where we've seen flashes of him. He needs to just go out there, be aggressive, and just have a good game. Don't play your game. Don't play into something that you're not comfortable doing. His game, I feel like his mid-range is great. He doesn't take enough mid-range shots. He has a great stroke. It's when he's rushing his shots. When he's rushing his shots, I've seen him take more air balls than actual shots going into the basket, at least. So, I feel like that's where his game should be right now. He doesn't need to be going so aggressive. What's your take?
No, absolutely. I agree with that. Like, his mid ranges are filthy sometimes. Like we've seen it in the bubble, his mid ranges are very good. But the thing is, yeah, like when sometimes he just takes some careless shots. Sometimes he thinks he's Kobe. Like you're not in that category as a Kobe and as a LeBron. Like you gotta just do you, Kuz. If you're watching this, which you're probably not, you just gotta do you. Like if you gotta shoot the shots that you're comfortable shooting. If you're not comfortable shooting like these fadeaways and these like hook shots, like don't do that, bro. That's not your game. Stick with what you're good at. That's what I would do if I were you.
Exactly. And his defense can be great. He's made some great defensive plays. Even if the biggest thing with Kuz is, okay, if your shot's not falling, don't force it. Don't force the shot. Play different. Either when we've seen games before when maybe it's AD, maybe it's LeBron. Hey, heck, it was Kobe. If you remember the finals, game 7, he shot terrible in the first half of the game, and basically the whole game he didn't shoot great. What happened? He made the other players great. He helped other players out. He was passing the ball. Just like Kuzma. If your shots are not falling, just get back on defense. Play perimeter defense. Get out there, be aggressive on the defensive end, try and box out. If we're playing small, go for those rebounds if you can get them, and make some passes. Don't don't get lazy with the passes. And that kind of brings us, to our keys to the game. So, what's your keys to the game, Manny?
I'm gonna go with like I've been talking about almost the entire show, the rebounding. Like I feel like the 48.5 averaging of rebounding, I feel like we could be a lot better than that. Yes, it's top 5 in the league. Don't get me wrong. That's very good that we're top 5 in the league in that category. But I want us to get even more than that. I want to go number 1 on that one because I feel like with the amount of bigs that we have in AD and Gasol, I mean, maybe if you want to count Trez, maybe or maybe not. If you want to count Markieff, I guess, but like because we're small ball guys, but still, we have guys that can really like rebound the basketball. Even LeBron can do that on some nights. We've seen him get triple doubles in that way. And the fact that I want to see AD play more aggressive because yes, he played amazing last game, but the other game before that, the fact that he looked very lackluster and very laxed. I want to see AD take over like Anthony Davis from last season, where he was consistent the entire year. And coming with that, I also want to see Gasol play with more energy. And then if that happens, I think we could probably win by 15, 20 points.
Yeah. My picks, I say my keys to the game tonight. More paint production. Simple, plain and simple. Get to the paint. Get them in foul trouble. Get Aldridge in foul trouble. You're playing with a big guy there. You got to go after them. Go after them. AD, like you said, like AD, everybody, LeBron, we need an aggressive game in the paint. And, if our game is strong there, we're going to make it a difficult time for them. Pop is going to have to adjust his defense to how we're playing. Be more versatile. I wouldn't be surprised if we see AD at the 5. Could match up a little bit better. I feel like that's a better matchup in general because Gasol is, I haven't seen much from him to say that, he deserves it. You never know, where they're going to go with rotational minutes tonight. But definitely, we got to get in there. I know Erod was having some technical issues, but it kind of goes back to what we were all saying. Too many threes. That was his keys for the night. Way too many in the last game. Depending on how we're going to play, I know they shoot a lot of threes, but we need to go inside. Inside has always been a Lakers bread and butter of getting baskets. If you're dealing with a major shot blocker, like a Howard or something, yeah, then you might want to shoot a little bit more mid-range, make them contest a little bit more. But I definitely feel like we need to reduce the 3-point percentage tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And the fact that with too many threes, you just talked about it, and even Erod just talked about it. The reason why we had a bad shooting night against the Grizzlies is because we took too many threes. If you're taking a lot of threes, you're not going to make them all unless you're like a Steph Curry or a Damian Lillard. Like the 28.9 or 29.8, I forgot what it was, the percentage for the threes. That's awful because we attempted way too much. We gotta go back more inside. And if we're not making them, we got to stop with that. We got to go inside. We got to stop making the threes if we're missing too many of them. I mean, attempting them, not making them, obviously. But you know what I'm trying to say. Like, that's the point. We got to keep it simple. Take a bit of threes, a bit of inside shots, and a bit of twos. Keep it simple, boys.
Keep it simple. Lakers win by 5. I mean, hey, you never know.
Better game. I like that, John.
Hey, John, maybe you can go out there, maybe shoot some free throws too if you want to. Go out there and show them. Go out there and show them. Give them some more paint production. So that is gonna do it tonight for the Lakers Live pregame show. Be sure to tune in later on for Lakers Live postgame show starting at 10 p.m. West Coast time. Until then, take care, everybody, and enjoy the game. We'll see you later.
Peace, Laker Nation.